Hello everyone and welcome to our coverage of the fastest runs from today's pro stage here at the EWS Crans-Montana, round 7 of this year's championship. My name's Rick McLaughlin and joining me for this one is Rory Cunningham, the sports coordinator for the Enduro World Series. Rory, looking forward to this?
Yeah, really looking forward to this, Rick. I was up there this morning, had a run down this myself, and it's some stage. It's some stage.
Let's take a look at it then, the single points paying stage that is the pro stage, Salade Vert. Certainly a more complicated test than the name would maybe suggest. 1.8 kilometres in length with a vertical drop of well over 300 metres. Really a stage of two halves.
It definitely is, Rick. I mean, the top is fast, bike park, quite slick and greasy after the overnight rain last night. Then you drop into the bottom woods, really loamy, some big rocks, the kind of famous gully kind of feature. And then down at the street section at the bottom, I mean, yeah, it's got a bit of everything. Yeah,
definitely just about as tricky a pro stage as we've yet to see. And it was producing drama right from the off. We'll check out the fastest runs in a second, but some big names were in trouble today. Noga Karem and Hattie Herndon fell foul of the tricky gully section, which featured plenty of line options, but not much in the way of traction. Jack Moyer too had a big off onto a fire road. He's reported to have injured his shoulder. Question marks remain over whether or not he'll take the start tomorrow morning. Here we have the third fastest time in the pro women's field then today. Estelle Charre, 8th in the EWS rankings at the minute, and one of those French riders really pushing on at the front of the race.
Got her first EWS podium last year in finale. She's going strength to strength.
She scored her best result of the season actually last time out Michelin EWS Ludenvielle, so the speed is definitely there. 7th place at that race, no fewer than a trio of 7th place finishes this season so far actually, so here at the 7th round she may want to get herself down to the casino just beside the pits.
Yeah, dropping into the steep, loamy, wooded section. Lots of lines here, trails really wide, allowing riders to be super creative in this bottom woods.
And here is this gully section. Yeah, she's crashed on the way into that. So Estelle Charre, she did lose time there. Maybe we aren't seeing a true reflection of the pace available to her.
Definitely not. That was a good 6-7 seconds there for sure, Rick.
I'd definitely take a crash at the top of that rather than the bottom of it. There she is through that horrible rock section. You can see just how loamy it is at the bottom. We have had some rain overnight here into the finish line. And that is the pits in the town of Crans-Montana. Two towns stitched together. Actually, good result there for Estelle Charre. Morganne Charre in the gate next for Pivot Factory Racing. Let's ride on board with her now. Really talk us through this bike park section then.
So yeah, fast and flowy start here, Rick. You can actually see the dirt starting to dry out on these later starters. Really, really good grip, but quite a patchy. Some bits in the woods might be dry, some bits might be wet, and you can also see the dappled light she's having to deal with. It's in and out the trees.
Very, very tricky and very, very fast. She was 4.5 seconds off today, Morganne Charre, but right in contention then for the overall. 4 more stages, of course, all to play for tomorrow. Rory, Morganne cut from a downhill cloth similar to yourself. She'll be good at this stuff, won't she?
Yeah, I mean, a former downhill world champion, let's not forget. The stages here, long, steep, technical, and then if not, they're fast and flowy in between. It's really going to suit her.
Yeah, she's definitely a rider. She's dropped a little bit back off those top 3 in the points for the overall, but you'd have to say that lovely over-the-road gap there from Morganne. Yeah, she could use this as a bit of an impetus to get right back in that chase. She's 520 points off the series leader, Melanie Pugin, but only 190 points cover 2nd to 4th in the overall at the minute. So it's there to be done for Morganne tomorrow. And on the face of this run, she's well up to speed here in Crans-Montana. Look at the speed for this section.
I know, and you can quickly see how the trail changes from that bike park into this loamy bottom section. Very, very different. As you say, a trail of two halves.
Yeah, and that's what many of the racers said after this stage actually, was that we just head up this climb now up the fire road. Pretty much about as miserable as it gets, but a necessary evil when it comes to enduro.
Yeah, just linking the top and the bottom sections here, and it gets steeper towards the end as well, so right as you're tiring, there's just this final little punch.
All climbs feel like they get steeper towards the end for me, but this is it. Then you turn left, back down into the final section of loam, some really steep sections. Many of the racers talking at the finish line of this stage about just how difficult it is to judge the speed and to throttle back a bit from that fast top section and just be a bit more precise, carry a bit more speed through the chop.
Yeah, and you can see the carpet roots under her wheels. They stayed wet even though the dirt was pretty grippy, so very tricky conditions out there.
Isabelle Courdurier then just ahead of Morganne Charre in the overall. She has admitted on social media that she is struggling a bit here with the intensity and the speed in Crom Montana, so perhaps an open door for Morganne to charge through once racing gets underway. Here is the gully section.
Yeah, taking her time into that and carrying speed out really clean.
Yeah, she made that work well, didn't she, actually? This was a good performance from Morganne. She seemed very, very buoyed by it. Of course, the pro stage today run for the first time actually earlier in the morning. We tend to see it in the second half of the day. And Morganne said it really suited her because gave her a chance to just wake up, get on her bike and get going and not sort of have to hang around and get nervous about the stage later in the day.
Yeah, heavy brake into this tricky rock drop here. And then you land and it's a quick right left across the road and down into the final section. Nice and smooth there.
This is it then, the bridge, and there's a little off camber section after this bridge which can really trip people up. It's enough to ruin a race run.
Gapping over that little ditch there and then now into the final step down. No problem. Over
the line then, lovely, well done for Morganne Charre.
Maybe a bit too cautious, but was quite clean, and yeah, I think I'm happy to start like this for this race.
Here we are then, the fastest time in the pro women's field today, Melanie Pugin. Pugin, she was in control once again from the start. Look how aggressive she was through these top berms.
Yeah, sleeves rolled up, Rick. She's ready to battle, isn't she?
Yeah, she may have failed to grab a win at either of the two French rounds, but she, like Hattie Herndon actually, seems to be developing a knack for really attacking and grabbing any points available to her when they're up for offer. Pugin, she clocked a 4:56.26 today with this run on the pro stage. Good enough to take the points as the only woman inside the 5-minute mark.
Yeah, and you can see her getting high and inside on that left, being creative on this steep technical bottom section.
Oh, just dabs a foot there.
Oh, well recovered though, well recovered.
She's as you can see from this run from earlier today, Pugin, she really is so good at, even when she does have to dab a foot, she doesn't lose any speed, keeps the bike moving forward all the time. And then finish line jump into the finish. Say 4.58 seconds up on Morganne Charre heading into tomorrow's stages. Here is that overall, and Katie Winton then, great run from her in 4th as well. Miranda Miller, the Canadian, well in contention in 5th.
And our EWS winner, Laura Charles, rounding out the top 10.
Yeah, Martin Maes then, 3rd fastest man on the stage today. Riding for GT Factory Racing. Missed a couple of rounds earlier in the year, but it really feels like he's warming into things, doesn't it, Rory? This run, definitely an indication of that.
Yeah, Martin, I mean, he's a proven race winner, Rick. You kind of feel like race by race he's getting closer and closer, and it wouldn't surprise me if he took the top step this weekend. Yeah,
we're used to seeing him as a racer really sort of turn the screw in the second half of races, just as people are starting to get tired. And 3rd place today with this run. Oh, lovely through there. Certainly Martin right in contention.
Straight down the rocks.
Yeah, didn't bother with that line to the rider's right, just put it straight down the middle. It seemed to work well for him. Swiss crowd loving this run.
Looks very precise and measured down through this techie section, Rick.
Yo, Martin!
It would be great to see Martin really get involved in that battle between Jack Moyer and Richie Rude. Crosses the line. So he's 29th in the overall as it stands, even after missing those rounds. Someone really going for those individual results. Could be a foreign side for the title leaders.
Actually, the condition changed a lot compared to this morning. So at the beginning, I had to almost fail, almost crash, and then I just went a little bit slower because the track was so much different.
Okay, strap in everyone then, here we go. These were the 2 fastest runs of the day. First up, 2nd place, Jessie Melamed, riding for Rocky Mountain Raceface, the Worcester local. Look how wide he is through there. He was loving this combination of speed, accuracy, bike park tech. Oh, look at that, Rory.
Yeah, I mean, coming from Whistler, I mean, that's what it is. It's bike park and loamy, steep technical trails, so you feel right at home here, Rick.
If ever there was a stage designed to suit Melamed outside of Canada, this is probably it. He was third at the first race of the year in the Val di Fassa. He won a brace of races in 2020 and was really riding high, but he has been battling to get up to pace with Moyer and Ruud this season. It's great to see Jesse right back at the front of the EWS again. Look at the speed of him through here.
I think he only knows one speed, Rick, and that is flat out. Nice over that road jump there.
Oh.
Just going long on some of these gap jump features at, you know, bike park trail pace, they'd be perfect, but the speed he's going, they'll become very short and you'll need to squash them or scrub them to keep the wheels on the ground.
Yeah, that's the thing. These bike park stages, obviously, a lot of this stuff designed to be ridden at trail speed, not race speed, which presents a unique challenge for the EWS racers. And now here we go down into the woods, and look how quickly the stage changes complexion altogether.
Yeah, full commitment through this gully, and then it tightens into hard left here. Nice from Jesse there. You can see the roots starting to appear on the surface as well before this little sprint. Now this momentum out here is crucial.
Yeah, someone with plenty of horsepower, Jesse Melamed. He was absolutely buzzing after this run, actually. You could tell that the speed had returned and he was right back in the hunt.
Getting a good view of his front tyre there, shows how hard he's trying. Using the high line into that left.
Yeah, you can just see the slightly different colours of dirt as well. Some patches holding a bit of moisture.
You can see him searching for the loam, searching for the areas that aren't covered in roots, and they're going to give him the best grip there.
Really aggressive round that stump. Off this rock drop,
Not
stays high right there.
Not holding back, is he? And you can hear with his breathing just how physical a stage this is. Only 4 minutes or just under that for the top guys.
And
but
here we go into the gully. Pretty much perfect through there.
Yep. Can't fault that at all. Oh, and a super high line across that camber there. Actually missing out the corner. Very creative from Jesse.
Yeah, he's definitely got lines on lines on lines, hasn't he? I mean, this course here in Crown Montana is super popular with the Canadians all weekend, which is about as high as praise gets in Enduro. Heading down towards the Fire Road crossing.
Yeah, Jesse.
Onto the bridge now. Little gap off the end of this to the inside. I mean, the guys make it look like nothing. And another one over this little ditch. And some of these corners are quite flat. You've really got to take your time through them.
And as we head down onto the finish line jump, Jesse Melamed in the second place. Let's hear what he had to say.
Fun. There's people on the climb, which was great. Everyone was cheering, so I felt like just gave it my all. And then I had a couple like safe lines in the woods, and just made sure I nailed those because I didn't want to like have a mistake. And it was slow but very clean. I feel like well, slow in the tech bits, and then very clean. So stoked. Like if I'm top 3, that's perfect.
Richie Rude then, the fastest racer on the hill today with a 4:03.18, riding for Yeti Fox Racing Shocks. Are we going to look back at today as the day that Rude really began his march towards a third world title? His big rival, Jack Moyer, barely a second between the pair of them all season, out with a shoulder injury, question marks over whether or not he'll start tomorrow, and this is how Richie Rude started regaining those points on him in the overall with a win on the pro stage today.
You can see him actually squashing that road jump so hard he came up short just to try and get the wheels on the ground, get the brakes on early so he can slow down for the turn.
All the berms up there will be relieved that Richie has passed without moving any of them into these ruts now.
Oh, fully committed into that left. And onto the climb, and if there's one thing about Richie, we know he's not short of horsepower.
If ever you want to feel sorry for a rear cassette, this was it earlier on today.
Look at the speed. That's getting steeper, and he's just not slowing down.
Back into the woods then. Rude staying high on his right there. Into the inside there.
Let's see what he does down this steep chute. Will he get as wide as Jesse? No, kind of straight down the middle. Point and shoot from Richie. Now approaching the gully. Let's see what he does down here, Rick.
The lowest result on a pro stage so far this year was a third. Gives you an idea of the form he's in. Heads over. Yeah.
Using his strength there just to muscle the bike down those big steps. Choosing the lower option there. We saw Jesse go high.
Very little of that lower line left as well, especially after race and practice.
Yeah, that awkward tight section with the big rock and up and over this crest here.
Oh, so strong, Richie.
Yeah, you can see him just trying to straighten this section out, even getting close to that tree on the left.
Whoa!
Oh, nice and inside there as well. Down off the bridge.
It's brutally fast, but there's so much finesse in there as well. Great to watch.
All the way left on that little bridge gap.
Over the line, there we go. Fastest time of the day. Let's hear from him now.
Definitely felt like I rode the woods a bit like tight, but been nervous at the top and dropped in and felt pretty good, so happy with that. I turned the GoPro on mid-run for the boys. Probably got like 2 minutes of footage, so yeah, fun. Still fast speeds, but like a lot more like gender in them, so high speed, but gotta be like on your line and watch out for stuff.
There we have it then, Richie Rude. And thanks, Richie, for turning that GoPro on for us. Here's your top 10 then. Casper Woolley, Yeti teammate in 4th. Matt Walker riding high in 5th for Pivot Factory Racing. The stage, you have to say, is perfectly set for even more drama from Cran, Montana. Can Morganne Charre catch Melanie Pugin? And will we be treated to an epic battle of the speed merchants when Melamed and Maes take on Richie Rude? Rory, thanks very much for joining me. Did you enjoy that one?
Yeah, as far as pro stages go, Rick, I think that was the best one yet.
Well, we will be bringing you all the race highlights from this stunning corner of Switzerland tomorrow evening, just as soon as we can. Don't forget, though, that you will be able to follow the race on the Enduro World Series social media channels, as well as our live race feed on our homepage. And right here on GMBN, we should be in for an absolute classic. See you then, and thanks for watching.